Minaka, greetings again this morning, saying good morning to everyone that you are tuning in on our famous program, 7:30. It is called Family Table Talk. Wakambula Tugani to those of you around Vitilevu and Vanuatu and the Outer Islands that you are tuning in on my TV this Saturday morning. Here in Suva, the weather is overcast, a little bit cold and windy, but we thank the Lord for this beautiful morning. Yeah. So we say good morning, Bula Minaka, Andra Minaka, to those of you that are tuning live right now on your television set at home, about to have breakfast, or you are tuning in on Facebook of my TV. We say Bula Minaka from the studio here in Turek in Suva.
Well, we say greetings and thank you. Like what I said, Gaselevo has mentioned this morning, the weather here in Suva is just a nice weather for you to wake up at your own time, have a nice hot cup of coffee or ndronyo moli, and have lolaban or bamba cow with peanut butter or jam. One of those mornings that is so beautiful that you can just laze around at home and spend it with your family. And we would like to say thank you for joining us. And for those of you that are joining us from abroad, New Zealand, Europe, continent to America, because we've got quite a fair bit of feedback on from a lot of people that always look forward to this program, giving them little tips on their families. So we would like to say greetings to you too, to those of you in Romania. I know Auntie Velika and Lester always listening. So I would like to say greetings to you and to all other rugby boys' wives. There are times it gets to be so lonely at home because your men are always out there playing rugby or with their clubs, and you are at home with your children. So we would like to also take this time to say Bula Vinaka, not only for Romania, for France or any other country out there that has family, not so many Fijians around, or it's okay, and you are just restricted to your own family. So we would like to encourage you this morning and thank you for joining us for Family Table Talk. And to those of you that have plans for Saturday, for us this morning, it has been like a busy morning for us in the morning. We started from last night preparing. Actually, we need to do about 100 packs of curry chicken today. And it was a joy just to see all the tables laid out, the curry packs all laid out for an event today. And also to the Marist team out there, Marist families, Marist old boys and their families, Marist current Marist and their families. I believe today is a day of celebration. And as we have known, watching and reading through the media, printed media, and also hearing after a long drought of 44 years. So today calls for that celebration. And they're having a big celebration down at the Vodafone, but it's starting it off with the Mass or church at the Catholic Church. And after that, they will do a march down to the Vodafone Arena. And they will be having their celebration today to celebrate what they have achieved after 44 years for the under 18. And also, it's a celebration for all the teams taking part for rugby. And I believe for all other schools, you had your own awards. Also, your Vakadiri Solo, they always call it. And because you're working towards another new term, and it's the season ends for the deans or for the rugby union. And maybe other sports are still going. We would like to encourage all other parents out there the importance of providing the support to your family. So we would like to say Bula Vinaka and thank you for taking the time to join us. Maybe you're hustling around because you need to take certain children for this game or go to do your marketing and rush to pick up a few things from the supermarket and still try to make it work. Some of you still have to go to work on Saturday, and you have to balance and juggle throughout all these things that you need to do. And that goes for everybody around the globe taking the time to listening to us this morning. So we would like to say Bula Vinaka and thank you. We came in a vakarong chukme menabi korokoro. Malaka na tumina koronan rakivango ngomong don ngon vinaka au dekila ni kitondo were. Ivalendo malaka na wer na matakililay nangon me tau chiko kena na uta baleta malu mo na do raro sar na wer so ngon do ngon vinak weekend na tuk me na kor na sotala ngon and the sanator ngon menda rest kinas and the viving kina kenda varong chuk me ngun tichung baka ngun ronyo moli race vakalola maybe ang gesa to kana butona malaka ko vaya padike ke momokiti Say saparaki. Na tama nga ngunti tayo na matakan ko kero bakambula tukani may turaki suva ka bakambota ni nda lakusivi tendo na mata vinaka weekenda da sanana makiti kendo na weekend vinaka talanga ni no da bula bakamata bumale may na vi kor ke na vi indele ni avu and da bakarong tik mekina and matakan ni singa bakarwai ni kwa.
It's also beginning of another term for our
Yeah.
children, final term for 2022.
Yes.
So we also greet all the children coming back from a holiday 1 week, and you already start last week with your ending of the term,
Yeah.
2022.
22.
All the best to the examination coming up. I believe it will be sometimes week 8 or 9 or 10, preparing to end in a high note our academic result
Yeah.
this year. And we finished with athletics. Now we just finished with rugby,
Yeah.
both the league and also the union. And we congratulate you, those of you
Yeah.
that need to be congratulated, and everyone for participating.
Yes.
And we take this time to wish you all the best for the last term of 2022. Well, today is our family table talk, and I believe that we will talk on issues and some subjects that will be very beneficial to
Yes.
everyone. We can do my koro, we can do itaoni, and I am the weekend na wika na wasitu gani, and dalan table ni Vingarabi family table talk, and matakan ni sinay. Yan ni bertu nga and met bakay tu na tukurandini. Nrakibin na kasarangan indanda mo tong ibale.
Andina.
Doon tu ka na piala bagi tamera. Kaya makain ro ni muling mga sudu, si Domboy, si tea, si coffee. Ngayon danda mo ka roti mga lolo.
Malaka.
Toka, si na rice mga lolo. Si
Yung gasta na mo to na resi.
kaya siya kami doon na tapioke po may nambongi. May ngay tabuteke.
Tabuteke.
Pamasi matok walilay. Siya daw nga nangunti tagatokan matakan ni kuha. Sa paano yun yung binagtugani. And nung tangaw na binagong ko, family table talk. Karo ni taga karo wako tultungani na masuke na loloma. So weekend na sa tabatokan ng rene.
Andina.
Bim baka so na leni matawali mawalangi. Si so baka durwali mula. So na mati tumbukoso si tomate. Iso weekend na kadim sara na mula na nito kanimoleka. Mataka ni kuha isang aswati ni mataka raw to ka weekend. Saba ko taltungan na loloma kinamasu. Yan mataka ni sini kuha. And may songo yan dun duwa kinta songo kina. Songo baka ni mga mau. Songo baka ni sini sudu.
Yeah.
Sa songo baka ni celebration. May baka na maris family na tigamuti ko nandoon na lotu. Ngay tombal may reway siya na Grandam Road church. Pero tombal ni Vodafone. Habano yun yung binagani. Songo keda duruma ni kuha. Sa habano yun yung binagani. Nondangaw na binagango family table talk. Nakasara nga ni muli ni matamawali. Karon do mitalo tagani. En matagani sini kuha. So embole kin on the bula. So kenda read kin so kabo.
Yeah.
We learn from something that
Yeah.
we will share from here, and sometimes something new. We talk about saving, finance, relationship, communication, all areas of our life as a family. Our children, our teenagers, our youth, and also young couple, and also for those that are matured, not forgetting the grannies like us. So we take this time to say Bula Binaka to this Saturday morning of October the 22nd. And I believe 22nd.
Yeah.
And I believe that God will continue to bless us individually and especially for our family table talk.
Yeah.
And we'll ask Radin to start off with some topics this morning as we go through our 7:30 tonight.
I would like to pick on our children today. I know we spoke at length last week, on how we look after our children, the things that we do with them, we share with them. Since I'm talking to parents here in Fiji, since our children are now going on to the third or the last term of the year for 2022, they have only 9 weeks to go for schooling. And for those of you abroad, you have your own terms. You know when you're going to be ending your 2022. We actually realized when we traveled to Europe, And there was another country that they start their year in September. So their new year is not unlike us, like when you go to another level or the children go to another school level or from year 9 to year 10, we finish the year in December and then the new year provides that. But for Europe, they start the new year in September. So when the time comes for Christmas season, it's only a little break for them, but the school continues. And it's different for all other countries and their breaks and their terms. But now for 2023, we have 4 terms approved for Fiji. So it's something new. I believe they trialed it out during COVID because of the, the different timing that we had. The children were not going to school. They were trying to make that fit. And now they have agreed and it's been approved. And even the term dates have been given out for the whole year of 2023. And I must thank the Ministry of Education for that. I've won because I have quite a lot of students at home, my grandchildren. And I'm always blessed and, just to get the dates in advance. And having the dates already for 2023, it really helps me to plan out my grandchildren's lives and also how we can slot in our family program within their study, not to be too, disturbed, and also the church program. In most of the time, because we go to church, we belong to a ministry. When we plan our ministry events, we try as much as possible to slot it in during the breaks so the children going to school are not affected in any way. And if they do, they are not really affected that badly, to impact their learning. And so now the children have only 9 weeks for this term, and the weeks are really going out very fast. We've just finished another week, and today is Saturday. And before you know it, it's right there. And for year 12 students, if a child goes to Form 6 or year 12, they're having the exams within that week from the 5th of December right down to the 15th of December. I believe for year 13 or Form 7 will be a little earlier than the year 12, because I believe the year 12 will be the last to be having the exam, because the school holiday will be on Friday the 16th. And praise God, the year 10, they're not having any external exam, but they're being assessed only through the internal exam that they have within their school. So when you have your children at home or your grandchildren, try and know which level of learning they're in. If they're in primary school, I have a year 4, and I have who doesn't live with me, my 2 other granddaughters. One is in year 2, one is in year 1. And then I have a very youngest one who is 2 years old, who doesn't go to any school at all or kindergarten, so she stays at home. And with all that, when I look at the program, and I'm always asking, now with the timetable already given, even for year 12 students, I believe it will be for year 13 as well, that the exam timetable is already out, the external exam timetable. And with that copy, now I made copy, put it on a notice board, asked my daughter to make miniature copies, like very small copies, so the boys can put it in their wallet or put it in their diary, so they can be reminded with those dates. And I was telling them, with that dates, now you work yourself. If you're here and how many weeks you have, work towards the date that you're going to be having your exam, and understand the scope of your subject on where you are at. Percentage-wise, are you ready? Like there, have you covered all the syllables, or are you doing revision, or what other leftover syllabus that you need to cover? So those are the things you begin to, channel yourself towards. And I believe this little talk that we have with our children, our grandchildren, it really helps them, because most of us, or parents, because I used to do that before. When I send my children to school, when they were in primary school, like I trust their life with the teachers. And whatever that they come with, and at the end of the year, and if I'm not happy with their achievement, and I'm trying to ask myself, we thought, or I believe, that the teachers does everything for your student, for your child when you drop them in school. But over the years, then I learned, no, it's our responsibility as parents. The teachers are there to look after maybe 40, 50, or 30, or 20 students within his or her class. But as a parent, you need to do your part. Or as a guardian, you need to do your part. You need to check on their work. You need to remind them, check on their homework, and liaise with their school teachers. What needs to be done, be part of their life in school, other than just dropping them in school and just leaving it all for the teachers to do what they needed to do. And over the years, like what I said, over the years with my children, they went on to high school, and now with my grandchildren, I've learned and I've known what to do, what works better. And those kind of experiences, once you achieve it, try and share it, with other mothers or with other people in your workplace. Maybe you're having a cup of coffee during tea break, or maybe lunch. Those are the little things that we can talk about that is beneficial to our family, because what works for you may work for another family, or may work for another mom, or may work for another child. And just yesterday morning, I was chatting to a staff of ours, and she's got quite a lot of children. Her children, some of them have gotten married, and she's got only 3 in school, 1 in high school and 2 in primary. So we were having a conversation, and we were talking about the children. And then I said, you may have forgo or forgotten to apply certain things with your children who have moved on and have managed their lives. They've started work, and they have their own little families. But it's good to look at our children that are still there with you and see what changes you can make that you didn't do for your older children that you can apply for your young children that you're still looking after. Because we believe, there is no ending to learning. And not only that, like, it's never too late to start. There's always something to be done. And one thing too that I've noticed that really worked is when you take interest in what they're doing. You ask the questions. Don't just wait for the marks and you talk them down when they don't give you the marks that you want. But take the time to speak with them, their career aspirations, or they may be in arts or science class, but their desire or what they want to do, it's totally opposite, like it's going totally opposite direction. And for me, I'll share my experience. For my children, I give them leeway. I give them a lot of room. I don't determine, which path for them to take. I will ask them if you want to do that. And like last week, we had this conversation here when we had the youth standout. I had my eldest daughter, and I can use her as an example. She was still studying, having holiday jobs. She was liking the money that she was getting on her holiday job. By the time this offer comes in for a study in Griffith University, she dropped that and continued working. I could have forced her to go. I could have told her, no, you need to go and attend this university. The opening is there, the fee is paid, and all those things that I could have done. But I gave her the room, to make her own decision. Maybe some parents think otherwise, but I'm sharing about mine. For me, my take is if I have to force her to go, and it's like a 3-4 years program, and she goes, and because it's not her desire and she doesn't want to do that study, she might not finish the term, or she will just go and do whatever she wants to do and not really meeting what I expect of her. And with that in mind, I allow them, to do what they want to do, because I will guide them. I will tell them, okay, if you do that, this will be it. If you do this, if you choose this is the way to go, or this will be the repercussion of your decision. But at the end of the day, I allow them to, make that choice. Beginning of year 11, Joshua, one of my grandsons, or my eldest grandson, he was good in science. He loves both of the subjects. But when we come to year 11, when he needs to decide which way to go, whether to do science or to do art or to do commerce, that became, a dilly-dallying factor for us. One day he said he will go for science, so he was in the science class. And another day, the next day, he said, no, I think I'll go to commerce. So he went to commerce. I think the whole week he was going between the 2 classes. And then he kept on asking me, what do you think, Nana? What do you think? And I said, Joshua, I need you to choose it for yourself. I need you to desire from your heart which way to go. Because I don't want you, for me to interfere with your decision. And then one day, then you will turn to me and say, Nana, I shouldn't have gone this way. I need you to be responsible, to take ownership which way you're going to go. Then you'll say, I chose this, then I will make sure that it works. And it's something that you love to do. So I think towards the fourth day, we receive a call from the dean to say he needs to make up his mind and which way to go. So when that call came, then he finally said, okay, I'm going to go for commerce, which he is doing. So yesterday they have their FNU open day, I believe, for all the schools. They came from all over Fiji to come and to FNU there in the Sino. The other week before Dean's, they had the USB open day. Where all the schools come in to look through, just to help them with their career path on, which, because they're going on to year 13 or Form 7. The group of students that went in was from year 11, year 12, and year 13. And I know for parents who are listening to us today, your children would have come back and talked to you about it. Like yesterday at home, they were full talk about FNU. And this particular grandson of mine, he loves media. He loves production. He loves camera work. He loves to do production. He loves editing from his phone. He downloads this program. When we went to New Zealand, he bought this Polaroid camera. That was about 34 years ago. And he loves taking those photographs and showing it. Like, that's his desire. And in the midst of it all, he's doing commerce. So your child may be going through all those things, or your grandchildren. Try and find a time as parents to sit down and understand their desire and understand what they love to do. If I look at my grandchildren, I'll know fully well the subjects that they're weak in, because they will talk about it to me. Some, like, they've just given up, and I said, you can't give up on it. You have to continue to like it. Whether you like it or not, you need to say to yourself, I better like this subject, because at the end of the year, you need to sit the exam, and you need to sit a test for that particular exam, for that particular subject. So you need to bring it to your heart to love those subjects. And if I look at them, if I look at my year 9, Israel, or look at Ophelia in year 10, and I have Carlos and Joshua, who are in year 12, I will look at them, I will know their weak subjects. So as a parent, for me, because I am their guardian and I am their grandmother, when I have my prayers, or when I have my list, my prayer list, or when I stand to pray for my family, I will bring to God all these weak points that they have, the subjects that they fail, or the subject they're not really doing well in it, or the desire of their heart, the future career path that they decide for themselves. I will always committed to God. But apart from that, I guide and direct them. But the decision at the end of the day, even though they're children, I want them to do something that they love, or something that they would love to be part of growing up. So, I would like us to talk about our children today. And we will go towards the end of the program, and we'll bring in a little bit of the whole family. But for those of you that are listening in from abroad, some of you may have just arrived, and your children struggle with the culture to get used from a different country to another. Or some of you grew up there, so they fit in well, and it's easy for them. I remember a family friend of ours, they have about 4 or 5 children. When they moved and migrated to Australia, within 1 or 2 months, the children were struggling to fit in. From Fiji, straight from Fiji, first time ever, and then to fit into foreign schools. And those are the things that they need to work to adapt to the new system. And those are the things that we can be part of them as parents to guide and to direct and to provide those, those counsel that will help our children. Because if they fail, or if they don't achieve what they desire or what you have advised, then you will say, okay, you've done your best. There's always another direction to go. It's not the end of the tunnel. And those are the little things that I want to talk about our children today, apart from their career paths, apart from their study in school, apart from going to school every day, and apart from coming home every day just to check on how they are. And if you know you're doing overtime, or you're working late and you don't get to see them, and by the time you get home they're already sleeping, then there is a program, it's called Viber, if you don't know Viber. And I know you people do Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook, but I use Viber. And for us, what we do at home, I create a comms that I have my grandchildren and all the families. I create a comms that have only us and my children. And we talk about certain things in there. So even to the work at home, even to the cooking in the kitchen, all those things. And we update, regardless whether I'm home or not home, whether he's not home or even when we are abroad, when we are not in Fiji, we continue to communicate. We can know what's happening at home. And we can know when a child or one of my grandchildren needs to do something or something is being told from school for them to be part of. So all those things, we are all talking here. Physically, you may not be there, but create something that they can hear you, they can still read what you're saying, and you can still be part of their life. In their, their days when they come back home after school. Because when they get home, between 3 to 4, some of us, we don't get home until 5 or 6. And even with traffic, most get home by 7. And by then, they have 3-4 hours without us. So we just want to bring our attention to our children and value them. God has blessed us with our children, blessed us with our grandchildren, or even our nieces and nephews that are staying with us. But let's grab the opportunity to review on how we are, treating them, our relationship with them, how are we valuing them as members of our family, and how do we contribute to their life that will be helping them to define the future that they're aspiring for.
Yeah, when the children are growing up in this era, this time, there are a lot of challenges. We can see it in the newspapers, in the news, the problem that our children are going through. And sometimes we are very quick to blame them. We are very quick to run them down. Or we are very critical in the way that we judge them, very judgmental. But one of the solution to the challenges that they face every day is the support from home.
Yeah.
When we talk about the support from home, we can say being with them when they do their homework, or when they come home, there are something prepared for them, maybe a little tea, or maybe some snacks when they come back from school.
That's something that I find. When they come back from school, they're really, really hungry.
Yeah, because they spend a lot of energy in school, not only physical, but also mostly mental. Yeah, drain them out, drain the energy. So when they arrive home, when they do their homework or studies or even projects, the way that we part of what they're doing. The other one, if they play sports, you ask them, are they happy? Are they happy with their position? And get conversation on what their desire, whatever sports, maybe volleyball, basketball, or even hockey, soccer, or football, both league and union. All those things, they will start to realize that there are a very good support from home.
Yeah.
Not only that, during their meetings or the interviews of parents and guardians with their teachers, these are areas of showing our support. I believe when we were in Nandi, our children were going to Nandi Airport School, and then later to Sri Vivekanand, and later to Jasper, and for Elijah to International. Just by popping in, maybe every fortnight, you just go to school, just go and see them. These are physical signs of supporting our children. And mind you, there are also friends in the neighborhood, and they are also friends in school. And maybe they don't have the same way of upbringing from home. Some of them, they come from a very steady family, some broken family, some come from people living with their uncle or with their auntie, or from their grannies like us. Yeah. And different background. And these are the ways that we can support them. And when they have some function in school, it's always good to come around, know their teachers, and also know their head teachers or their principal. When our children, grandchildren start here in Holy Trinity, we know all the head teachers that they've exchanged from the time that Joshua came to school in class 3.
And all their teachers.
And all their teachers. Now they've been going to Marist, and also I know the principal, 3 principal already, and also their teachers. These are some of the support that you can provide for them, and they will feel confident in school, in whatever they do. The little things that we can sow into, or you can improve in the classroom
Yeah.
or in school as a whole. Because when they are in school, there are a lot of students that they will see their parents coming in.
Yeah.
They'll see their parents when there is a meeting or maybe an occasion, sports, or when they have a class get together. All these things can boost their morale. Also give them confidence and boldness.
Yeah.
How they carry themselves. Maybe girl or as a boy.
Yeah.
And when they have confidence and boldness, already half of the battle is already done. Because they are not feeling timid or frightened or fear because of the unknown of the next level or maybe what they're going through. So when we talk about our children, it's not only dropping them in school, not only trying to know the results of their subjects, but get into their classes and the things around them. That somebody from home, they are always coming around and support in school. And I believe it really
Yeah, I believe for
boost
some
their morale.
schools, yeah, for primary school, I believe for most, they have these reading classes that the parents are rostered to come and read with them or help. A little things that you can help with. It may be, you're thinking, if I come, I will be disturbing the class or disturbing the teacher. I believe that our presence matters. I, for one, I can say when they go to high school, I hardly attend the parents and teachers because, like, for our family, we are always rostered. It's the grandfather goes because we have about 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. And there are 4 different levels and 4 different classrooms. So we allocate if anything to do with this particular grandson of mine, then who is responsible. So all that is between him and my daughter. And I would like to thank Tiare for taking on that role. So she's checking on their schoolwork. And apart from looking after all of them, because sometimes he's not here, in the parents and teachers interview, she checks what's required from the individual forms. And if they're having rugby, what is required. Like today, like for the under 16, it's because one of my grandson is in that under 16 team, we had volunteered to do that 100 packs of curry chicken, and that's her. So it's her responsibility. And she has to see that through. So she has to take the boys, drop them out for mess, and then take this pack down to the Vodafone Arena. And like what I said, like for our family, we share that responsibility. But I am guilty because I haven't attended any meeting. I think for Holy Trinity, I went in only for a few ones. But for the whole scope of Marius, now Joshua is in year 12. I think I haven't attended any meeting, so I am guilty as a grandmother. But I'm very good in reminding them to be present, and I'm very good to push them to be present for the meeting, because all they need to do is to front up in the meeting for me and get the details. But all the working out and the things that needs to be done, I will be the one doing that, and that's like we have that understanding. So if we have a sports, like all our boys, they belong to the Augustine, like this particular. House for their school, and he goes for that meeting. So when he does, on the very first meeting, he went and offered for our family to volunteer to provide meals as and when they have their sports day. So he attend the meeting, but when it comes to providing and doing all that, he's relaxing somewhere. So he attends and goes on, and we do, like I do. I don't attend meetings, but I do all the things at the background. So with that understanding, it's like a good flow for us. Because I don't have the time to be sitting out there in the meeting.
As long as somebody from the family.
Is present.
Because when you're in school, like we also went to school. When you look around in school and you see your uncle or your auntie or your nalewu or your momo or your grandfather, if you feel good.